Alright, welcome back to Demo 2 of our Janet Skates lesson. This is Miss Josie, and for this class period, you're going to need warm colored crayons. And you're going to need a pen or a Sharpie. This is a fine point Sharpie. This is ideal. This is a regular Sharpie. Or you can just use a regular old black pen. Anything will work for this. So, we already have our big shapes drawn on our Janet Skates artwork. Now we're going to go with small shapes with our warm colors. We did cool colors with markers, we're doing warm colors with crayons. So, our warm colors are orange, yellow, and red. And if you have a really big box of crayons, you can see that there's lots of different orange colors and yellow colors and red colors. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some small shapes. Now we have these big shapes. I can draw small shapes inside of our big shapes. And to do this, I can turn my piece around. I have this really big arch right here. We know that Janet loves arches, so maybe I'm going to draw some smaller arches inside. Maybe I'll draw some smaller arches on the side by themselves. Let's change crayons. Now, I already have a big box right here, another box, and another box. There's lots of space in between these lines. I can fill that up. You don't see any blank spaces in Janet's work, so I can do that with some lines. We talked about how Janet Skates loves lines, and we talked about unity and pattern. We know that to make unity, you can use pattern. So I have my pattern of lines over here. Let's put some over here. We're going to put lines in many places to give our whole piece unity. Now we're going to keep going at it. Let's draw some zigzags in between these lines. Look at all this empty space. There's so much we can do. What about some dots? Anything can be a pattern. Now, you're going to do all of your small shapes. You're going to fill up the entire space. We still have a ton of space here. You're going to fill up all this space. And once you have all your shapes done, we're going to go in with our pens. That's right, you can use Sharpies, thin point, regular, or a regular ballpoint pen. I'm going to use some of my regular pen and some of a thin point Sharpie. So I have my pen, and now I'm going to add details. These are the smallest things we're going to draw. So maybe inside of all these different lines, I'm going to draw even smaller lines. And remember unity, we did it up here, so we got to do it somewhere else. So I'm going to bring these lines over to the inside of this box where I have my orange polka dots. And it doesn't have to be lines, it can be any shape you want. So maybe I want to add some dots in. Maybe I want to do crisscrosses. This is your abstract artwork, which means it doesn't have to look like anything. So, we're using warm colored crayons for this day, and we're using either a black pen or some Sharpies. And we can even add really small arches. I'll post a picture of this with this demo so you can see the finished piece and see how much detail I put into this artwork. I want to see just as much detail in yours. So for today, as a wrap up, warm colored crayons, and we're doing small shapes. With our Sharpie or pen, we're doing even smaller details like lines, arches, dots, zigzags, anything you can think of. All right, have fun.